Okay, just having a play around with Google Earth and some really neat links we can add into it, and I'd quite like to get this going, which is the Port Waikato Adventure Loop. If you like riding motorbikes or riding push bikes and you like wide places, wide open spaces, not too far away from Auckland, this would be really cool, except there's some issues. We've got regular formed roads, but we've also got unformed paper roads. The paper roads go through people's land, but the paper roads themselves are actually the same legal status as the regular roads we've got. So, for example, this is the Klondike Road. If you don't know it, get to know it. It's crazy. It goes up the side of this hill. It's so steep, and stunning views all the way around. But around here somewhere, it turns into the regular formed road that we know, the Klondike Road, turns into a forestry road, or in this case an unformed legal road. And why is that a problem? Well, there's a big gate there. Why is there a gate on public access road? Yeah, exactly that. We should be able to get through it, but there's a gate there, and there's a conversation. There's also a sign with the phone number. I sent a text there and they suggested that it does open, but it was fire season when I went through. So here we've got a public access corridor, but if we have a look at some of the tools we've got available to us, in this case walking access's public access layer, this will show us where the public access roads are. If I zoom out, you can see that the regular roads and the paper roads, they're all the same. It's just public access. Some of the regular roads have got a tarmac surface on the top, or a gravel surface, and the unformed ones not so much. But the issues are, if we put our hands on our hips and said, no, this is public access, if we go through here, you'll see that we're actually trespassing if we follow their trail. We cut down through the bush, but we need a bulldozer or some work. But anyway, this is what the tool tells us, and I've mapped a route through there, and I'd love to work with the landowner to open this up and figure out how we can make access rules work for everybody. And ideally I'd say, yeah, no, just stick to our path. Don't need to cut your own path through there, because you can see their path is clearly slightly different. Through the forestry, yeah, risks to them, we don't want to burn their forestry down. And then we connect onto the main road. In this case it's Ponganui Road, which is a regular formed road as opposed to an unformed legal road. And if we have a look what the tool tells us, and make it a little bit easier by making it opaquer, we can see that the regular road goes around there. There's a gate around here, and if we stuck to the legal road, we'd actually be making our own river crossing, yet the farmer would just cut down here to a ford and then kick up to the trail that they usually use. So if we had a good relationship and they said, yeah, go for it, we'd be able to use their trails. That'd be really nicely organised. Otherwise, we've got to cut our own road. So that's a problem. And using this technique and these tools, I figured out where the proper roads are and where the paper roads are, and we can see here, if we turn on right at O'Brien Road, probably at a gate, but not really, we can see when we've got a paper road that cuts right through there, which is really neat. We just ride straight through the gates, straight up over the hill, straight through the forestry. Again, it would be much nicer to follow the paths, which are kind of in the same place, but not really. So where do we go? Up and over the hill, and this is the loop that takes us eventually to the main road that goes from Port Waikato through to Raglan, except we go up over the hills. Another thing we've got access to is we've got, oh actually while we're here we'll see where it connects in, and we connect onto the main road down here. If you're interested, these paths are about 26 metres wide. These are not little footpaths, these are an entire proper formed road corridor width, except they're just not manufactured, they're not ready to go. If you know the area, you'll know this little valley, which is just lovely, and I suspect if you've ridden it, you would have gone, wouldn't it be great if we could just get down to the beach, because why not? And if we just wait for the screen to settle a little bit, we can see there's actually public access all the way through to the beach. How cool is that? You can see the fence lines kind of follow the path, so whoever laid the fence out knew the legal boundaries, and now we've got access to these stunning locations. Should we have access? That's another question. Do we be ripping up the beach? Not really, but you know, this is just a tool telling us what the legal access is. So there's other issues around it. And then we get back through to Port Waikato and we cut back through. Okay, so we've got some other options available to us. I'll just kick this one in and we can actually see. I'll go down here somewhere. We can work our way up and figure out how steep it is. This road here is mental. Look at that, 15%. There's some 18% if we find the really steep spots. 17%. Around there, you're actually going seriously up the hill. And the legal road, the physical road's underneath it. That's probably the steepest part in the entire trip. Once we get to the forestry road, where's that? We can see the gradient, 17%, yeah, a bit more fun, 18% down, and so on. So you get to know what you're dealing with. Anyway, so this is Google Earth. It's free to download. It runs on your PC. You need a fairly grunty PC. Or patience, one of the two. And thanks to Walking Access New Zealand, we've got access to the database, which shows us where all the public access land is. For example, Stack Road, is it? Yeah. Some big opportunities to do some neat things, but you do have to work with the landowners or be prepared for some pretty uncomfortable conversations. This is just the legal status. The view on the ground may be quite different. Okay.